Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. Today's episode is another AMA episode. That is Ask Me Anything. I love to answer your questions. If you have a question you think is going to be of broad interest, send it in. Send your questions to victor@victorjm.com. That's victor@victorjm.com. Today's question came from an audience member, recorded live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, at a keynote address I was giving to a real estate investment group in that community. One member of the audience asked me a very simple question. What is the one quality that I believe makes some real estate investors successful and others not? Here's the answer. The number one differentiator for any project is resilience. And I mean that as a human quality, because every single project is going to have some surprise. I don't care what anybody says. Let me tell you a brief story. This is about our RV park. This is about a $3 million project. It wasn't supposed to be a $3 million project. It was supposed to be a $2.3 million project. We had every single neighbor of the property oppose this project. Every single one. We were denied access to utilities. We could not get an easement or what's called a servitude to get access to water or sewer. So we said, how do you provide an RV park with no water or sewer? So we said, okay, where's the city get their water? Oh, they drill a well. How deep? 500 feet. Okay, well, we can drill a well. So we drilled two 500-foot wells. Now we have a municipal grade water supply that's as good as the city of Lake Charles. How do you get access to sewer? Well, there's this company called Hoot, and they manufacture peat-based sewage treatment plants. We have our own captive sewage treatment plant. They tried to block us access to electricity. There's a pole with a transformer on it, like 10 feet from our property line. And the servitude, the easement for that power pole was not recorded properly. There was a hand sketch. And our neighbor argued that the easement didn't go to the property line, even though every single other easement anywhere in the state, the utility draws the easement to the edge of the property line. So they tried to block access to power. We said, okay, we'll need about a 10 megawatt diesel generator. You might be downwind some days, but no big deal. I said, okay, we'll give you the 10 feet. The road. There's a city street coming up to our property. Actually, it wasn't a city street at the time. It was a road bed built by the city. You would think the city put the road in the right place. We were about to start work, and our neighbor produced a survey showing that the road encroached on their property, therefore it was not a public right-of-way, and we had no right to use it. We have a property with no access? What? We didn't believe it. It took us about 2 weeks for us to convince ourselves that they were right. So we said, okay, we're going to move the drainage ditch. We'll spend a couple of $100,000. We're going to move the drainage ditch. We're going to move the road 25 feet, and we'll build the road in the right place. You would think the city would put the road in the right place. They didn't. It was 25 feet in the wrong place. Now, in the end, we called the senator, and he sat in a meeting, and, all this kind of crazy stuff, and he eventually looked at them and said, really? That road's been there 10 years and you're going to quibble about it now? And so they eventually they got embarrassed into giving us an additional, they didn't give it to us, they gave the additional 25 feet to the city. So we were able to build the road. But all these things, like over and over and over, for an RV park, this is just real life. It happens. Now, we could have been stopped so many different times. And I know there's a few of our investors in the room here, so I apologize for the delays, but we were able to overcome these. And it had to do with an attitude that says, winners cannot be stopped from winning. We were not going to roll over and say we give in ever. And it just takes that inner certainty that you have to find and say, I'm not going to let anything stop it. Well, I hope you got some value out of that particular question. It was a great question. In fact, I didn't even go through all of the obstacles that we faced on that particular project. There were a couple of more that were almost equal in magnitude to the ones that we talked about. And I truly believe the one thing that distinguishes success and failure is an attitude, a mindset that says, I will not be defeated no matter what. As you're thinking about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow.